Good morning students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at home. As you know that our revision is going on. Today we are going to revise chapter 2 history from trade to territory. Okay, open your books and start reading the important points with me. Number 1, East India Company comes back. Number 2, East India Company begins trade in Bengal. Number 3, the Battle of Plassey, that was in 1757, and the Battle of Boxer, that was in 1764. And Tipu Sultan, he was also known as the Tiger of Mysore. I am going to explain these points one by one on the whiteboard. East India Company comes back. In 1600, Queen Elizabeth granted a charter for East India Company to monopoly, listen to me carefully students, to monopoly trade with nation in the east. After that, all the trading companies tried to maximize their profit by eliminating their rivals in trade. Now number 2, East India Company begins trade in Bengal. The first English factory was set up on the banks of the river Hooghly. In 1651. Students, here dates are very important for you to remember. The first English factory was set up on the banks of the river Hooghly in 1651. Now the workers came to be known as the factors. As the trade expanded, company persuaded the merchants to settle down near the factory. Now the point number 3, which is very important, the Battle of Plassey. In 1757. Again remember the date, 1757. What happened here? Sirjudaulah succeeded Ali Vardi Khan. He faced the army and naval fleet of the company at Plassey in 1657. British forces were led by the Robert Clive, who managed to crush the forces of Nawab, thus winning the first major battle and making it a historic landmark. What was that? Battle of Plassey. The Battle of Plassey, 1757. Sirju Daula succeeded Ali Vardi Khan. He faced the army and naval fleet of the company, and British army was led by Robert Clive, who managed to crush the Nawab forces and thus winning the first major battle and making it a historic landmark. Now the fourth point. Number 4, the Battle of Buxar in 1764. Remember the date. Okay, now Mir Zafar became a new Nawab. Okay, in return, he gave huge amount of revenue to the company and its officials. Company felt it is a best way to earn the profit, so they started exchanging with Nawabs regularly. After Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim was made a Nawab. Okay. After Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim was made a Nawab when he posed danger to their existence. Danger to existence, he was again replaced by Mir Zafar. Now the point number 5, and that is very important. Tipu Sultan. He was also known as Tiger of Mysore. Remember it. Now the Mysore emerged as a powerful threat under the rule of Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan, who ruled in between 1761 to 82 and he in between 1782 to 99. The Britishers became furious, were furious. They saw Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan as a very arrogant, ambitious and a dangerous ruler who need to be crushed and controlled. Now the next points. War with Marathas, that is also known as the Third Battle of Panipat, fought in between 1761. And number 7, the claim to paramountcy Number 8, the doctrine of lapse. Number 9, settings up a new administration, and the conclusion. Students, war with Maratha shattered the dream of Maratha who wanted to rule the India from Delhi. Now the next points will be discussed on board. Governor General. I am discussing here point number 7. Point 6 I have already discussed. Governor General Lord Hastings, who ruled in between 1813 to 1823, initiated the policy of paramountcy. Under that, company claimed that its power is supreme or paramount. Thus, its power is greater than any of the Indian states. Now the doctrine of lapse. The doctrine of lapse. Governor General Dalhousie in between 1848 to 1856, he devised a policy that came to be known as doctrine of lapse. Under that, if the, listen to me carefully, if the Indian ruler died with a male heir, his property, his kingdom would lapse, thus become the part of the British territory. Now the last, setting up new administration. New administration. Students, here Warren Hastings was one of the important figures who played an important role in the expansion of the company powers. By his time, company had got control not over the Bengal but also Madras, Bengal, Madras and Bombay. Now the last is conclusion. The British company came to India as a small trading company, and were reluctant to acquire territories. Now the chapter finished. Now we will cover the internal questions of the chapter. Students, open your book. Question number 1, that is, name the Governor General who introduced the policy of paramountcy. I have explained you. Page number 18. Open page number 18. Second paragraph, third line. Second paragraph, third line, under Lord Hastings, Silico paramountcy was initiated by him. I am reading, under Lord Hastings, Governor General from 1813 to 1823, a new policy of paramountcy was initiated. Now question 2, when and where was the first English factory set up? The first English factory was set up on the banks of the river Hooghly in 1651. That is on page number 11. Page number 11, first paragraph, first and 2 lines. Underline it and mark it. Answer number, question number 3, define Farman, that is also on page number 11, means royal edict or order, a kind of law passed at that time. That is given in a blue printed area, that is Farman, a royal edict or royal order. Okay. Now name 2 powerful rulers of Mysore, and Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali. He is also known as the Tiger of Mysore. Underline it on page number 16. Page number 16. Okay students, mark it carefully. The 4 internal questions, now the copy questions. Question number 1. What attracted European trading companies to India? As we all know that the sole motto purpose of the Britishers to earn or maximize their profits by exporting Indian goods, and they were attracted to cotton and silk produced in India, as well as the pepper, cloves, cardamom and the cinnamon spices too were in great demand. Question 2. What were the areas of conflict? Conflict means there are kind of disputes between the Bengal Nawabs and the East India Company. There were a kind of serious disputes or an argument between Bengal Nawabs and East India Company. They demanded large tributes for the company's right to trade. They were in the favor to get the monopoly right over the trade. They denied the company any right to mint coins. They refused to do so. They stopped the company from extending its fortification as they were increasing their areas. These were the areas of conflict between the Bengal Nawabs and the East India Company. Question 3. How did the assumption of Diwani benefit the East India Company? Assumption, action of taking powers. As you have read in chapter 2, on 12th August 1765, Mughal Emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of the Bengal, and they took lot of benefits from it. What was that? The Diwani allowed the company to use the vast revenue resources of Bengal. They started using the revenue resources of Bengal in their own way. The East India Company monopolized trade. They have monopoly and began direct plunder, means they stole the Indian wealth by using force. The company used revenue of Bengal to finance exports of Indian goods also. Now, very important term, that is subsidiary alliance. What was that? According to subsidiary alliance, Indian rulers were not allowed to have their independent armed forces. They cannot form their armed forces. If they need so, they could get, they were to be protected by the company, but had to pay for subsidiary forces. If they failed to do so, if the Indian rulers failed to make payment, then that part of the territory was taken away by the company as penalty. That was subsidiary alliance, and a very important. Now the long answer type question. Describe the changes that occurred in the composition of the company's army. They changed the composition of the army also. First of all, the company began recruitment for its own army. Now they started recruiting the soldiers, which came to be known as the Sepoy army. As warfare technology changed, they also changed the warfare technology from 1820s. The cavalry means the soldiers who fought on horseback. Requirements of the company's army decreasing. The soldiers of the company's army had to keep pace with changing military requirements and its infantry. Infantry means soldiers fighting on foot. regiments now became more important. So, in place of cavalry, infantry regiments became more popular at that time. These were the changes. In the early 19th century, the British began to develop a uniform military culture. And the question number 6, that is very long answer type question. In what way was the administration, we are here talking about the administration, they have made their offices and the central points in Bombay, Madras of the company different from that of Indian rulers. I am again reading the question. In what way was the administration of the company different from that of Indian rulers? Difference between the company administration and the Indian rulers. The administration of the company was different from that of the Indian rulers in following ways. The company was divided into administrative units. First of all, they divided the administrative units called presidencies, officers, center points like Bengal, Madras and Bombay presidencies, as I have explained in point number 9 also. Number 2, each presidency was ruled by governor. Presidency was ruled by governor and districts were ruled by collectors. There was a difference. The supreme head of the administration of the company was the Governor General, but in India, King. The head of the administration was the King. The main job of the Governor General was to introduce administrative reforms, the changes in the administrative policies, while the main job of the collector was to collect revenue and taxes and maintain law and order in his district. Students, read all the questions, internal questions carefully. I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.